Okay, I'm heading over to Calico Square, where there's gonna be amazing makeup artists making people into monsters.
How many of y'all have been to a Not Scary Farm event? Have you? You better say yes. You better say yes.
Oh, they're making people into monsters. That's so cool.
Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Yeah, okay. Blonde in the back. Yeah, come on up. Forsakenly, come on up. You're going right over here with Gina.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
I know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to see this happen?
I was hoping so bad.
Yeah, we're gonna do a timer for 15 and then we're gonna add 5 minutes to it, okay?
20 minutes.
I just want to give you guys an idea of how far along we can get in a 15-minute period to do the makeup. And then I'll give them that extra 5 minutes to do their details and all that good stuff, okay? So good time to get pictures. I'll just stand right in the front of everything and just obstruct all your photos. No, I won't do that. I'll come down. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, you guys ready? All right. Airbrush is working. All good? Okay. All right, go ahead and start now. I'm going to talk to you guys while they're painting. We have been doing Halloween Haunt, Not Scary Farm, since 1973. Who was here in 1973? Anybody? I was. No, I wasn't. I wasn't. I would have been. But, yeah.
Yeah.
You know I like to get it.
I got started.
Yeah.
I was asked, how did I get started? I got started because I was the most scared child in the world. I was afraid of everything. My shadow, the dark, exorcist, pancakes, you name it. I was afraid of everything. And so the only way to get through that when I couldn't sleep at night was to try to design things like make costumes and do all that stuff, you know, like kind of put myself in that position.
They are the best.
It was very helpful to kind of create looks for myself and make things out of old clothes and stuff like that. That's how I got started. But then to come to Not Scary Farm, I was like, oh my gosh, I just looked at this little ad in a magazine and it said, monsters needed for Not Scary Farm. I'm like, yeah, heck yeah, I've gone. I was a guest several years before that. And I came to audition, but like I said, I was scared of everything, but I came to audition and I sat, they were auditioning out there in the Independence Hall across the street. And I started seeing how they were doing auditions. They were calling people up in groups and I had this number on and I was scared. And they had them go up there and act a fool. Yeah, I need 5, you know, number whatever, get up here and you're gonna scare and you're gonna act like a lizard coming out of the ocean eating donuts. And I'm like, I can't do this, I can't do this. So I sat there and panicked for an hour. I'm like, oh my God, my number's almost coming up. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And then someone came out of a door behind me, like almost I was gonna be called, and they said, hey, we're looking for fortune tellers. I go, that's me, I'll go do that. I don't have to get it. So that's how I started. I started in Camp Snoopy as a fortune teller.
Green.
That was great. So that's how I got started here. I've done pretty much every job here. I was a monster in Ghost Town 8 years before I came to makeup. I loved it.
Hi.
I loved it. It's my heart. But yeah, that's all I got. Enough of that. Okay. So, as you can see right now, we've only been about, what, 5 minutes in or so? They've got some bases on, and what they're going to be doing is probably a typical look to kind of get us through as you do like highlights and shadows. Then they add some details if they have a cool like eyebrow and some kind of look. What is going to sell that makeup, right? If it's a clown, it's important to have like maybe a clown nose or a scary mouth or something like that because you want it to look like a clown. You don't have that much time to do their makeup in, so we got to think, okay, what is really, really important for us to get on their face in that amount of time? And yeah, so every given night, like I said, we started in 1973. The makeup department has evolved a lot since then. We used to have kind of like a first come first serve basis makeup, and everybody was getting painted. The ushers were getting painted, ride operators, food service, guest service, park services. Everybody had makeup. They had bruises, cuts, ride operators, everything. And so it was like whoever got there first, it was kind of like, you get 2 minutes, yeah, you're done, go, have fun. So now we have like a more program type of thing. So like I have 34 artists in the room. 34 artists every night, and each artist paints approximately between 10 to 15 makeups per night. Some of those makeups, most of them are 20 minutes each, some of them are 10 minutes, some are even 5 minutes. If they have a 5-minute makeup, I'll put 4 people in that same person's spot. Like there'll be 2 and they kind of like tag team, they get a bruise, they get a cut, they look old, blood splatter, okay, you're done in 5 minutes, and then we get out as many as we can, but we try to give them as many 20-minute makeups so that they're not just constantly like in a rush to get someone out. Yeah, so okay, so let me just take a look and see what we're going. You can see how they're doing shadows in the temples, around the eyes. Starting to get there. What is our time right now? Okay, good. You still have 10 minutes for right now, not including the last 5 minutes. So 5 minutes in, they've gotten the base and some shadows in the temples and the base around the eyes. And about this time, we go around the room, we say, okay, we're 5 minutes down, guys. You gonna be done? No? No? Okay. Now they're okay. I try to be as nice as I can. Okay, so 34 artists in the room. I have about 6 sub-artists that take over for them if they need a day off or something like that. They come in, the sub's job is a very difficult job. They come in and they sub for this artist who has this kind of art or makeup to do, and then they come and sub for someone else and they have a completely different stack to do. But a lot of the subs that do sub love doing it because they don't get stuck doing the same makeups every night. They get to switch around. They do ghost town, they do clowns, they do everything. So the subs that really enjoy it, they like to come back as a sub every single year. And we really need those people because they have to be versatile and ready to change on a minute's notice. And we really love that. Let's see. Our artists have a variety of talents. They hand paint, they airbrush. I've had artists that don't airbrush and they only hand paint. And if you can get that done, there's no requirement. You don't have to know how to airbrush if you're going to be a makeup artist here. You just have to know how to get the looks down correctly in that amount of time and look like it matches the world that everyone else is doing it. So if you're really, really good at painting with hands and brushes, and yet other people are doing it with airbrush, I try to, when I schedule the makeups, I try to make sure that it's something that you're going to excel at. If you're really good doing hand line work, then I'll probably give you like something like a zombie or something that has a lot of cracks and a lot of detail fine work with your hands, other than soft, kind of powdery looks like airbrush. Yes, you have a question?
Yes. What is the percentage of... Okay. Hi. What is the percentage of makeups you do that are prosthetics versus face paint?
Okay. All right, well, the percentage, I mean, it varies every year, but I would say that there is probably more face paint to these than there are prosthetics. However, there are a lot of prosthetics. We do approximately in the room about 350 makeups per night. That's a lot. So that room is full of people at any given time. They only work 4 hours, 4.5 hours every night. So all these makeup that they're doing, they're all getting done in that amount of time. But prosthetics, if you are like a first-year artist, I'll probably only give you 1 prosthetic so you don't get overwhelmed because you have to pre-paint it. I mean, you have designated days where you have to pre-paint and get everything ready and prepped so that when you have someone in your chair, You only use the 20 minutes to glue it on their face and paint around it, their ears, under their nose, under their chin, and everything that's going to show. If they don't have hair, they're not wearing a hat or something, sometimes we got to paint the back of their neck, behind their ears, because it's the worst thing to be scared and someone's running at you and they turn around and they're human back here. You're like, oh man, that wasn't scary. They had me for a second, but that wasn't scary. So we try to make sure that we cover all ground. Sometimes there's characters where it's very important that we also paint their hands or their arm, so they have a wound on their arm. And that all has to be done in that 20 minutes as well. So how are you guys feeling so far? You good? Yes? All right. Okay, what is our time frame now? 35. So they have, okay. All right, you have a little under 6 minutes left until you're at the 15 mark. Okay, so yeah, so they have to do all that stuff, you know, in that 20 minutes. So paint their arms. We try to give them a wardrobe. It works very closely with us. They're a major department that's very important and goes hand in hand with the makeup department, because they can't just go out there in their makeup and they can't just go out there in their costumes. So we work together. They put together amazing costumes, and then they come over here, and when I put them through orientation, we kind of get them over there to look at the costumes, see what the color zones are, how's that going to play in, so they can get an idea of what they're going to be painting. The airbrush makeup that we use here is called Pro Air. I don't know how many of you are makeup artists, other than my makeup artists, other than the ones that already know your makeup? Anybody? Oh, you okay? All right. Do you use airbrush?
Yeah, Pro Air.
Pro Air. Okay. All right then. There's so many out there in the makeup world, but we use Pro Air here because it's highly pigmented. We don't have to go over 7 times to make it look opaque. It does really good coverage. It's an alcohol-based paint, so a lot of the times these monsters are sweaty. They're out there, they're running, they're sweating, they're in closed quarters, it's hot, like right now. And so we want to make sure that they don't have to keep coming back to the room to get touched up. However, we do touch them up if they need. After lunch, if they're just sweating bullets, we do that. But Pro Air is very good. It's kind of like I said, it's alcohol-based, it sticks very well, and it stays nice and stuck. And then we also find a seal, and we put like a little spray in, we seal it, but for the most part, that paint is really great. We also use cream makeups. We have Ben Nye makeups, powders, eyeshadows. Is anybody here interested in being a makeup artist or know someone? You? Okay. Do you do makeup at all?
I do pretty often, especially for cosplay.
Cosplay? Okay, what do you cosplay?
It varies. I've done Disney villains, and I've also done Blue from Jurassic World as a human.
She said the D word, guys. What do you think? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love Disney. Okay. Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. Do you airbrush as well?
I'm learning to.
Cool. All right. We can always use some new artists from over here. They're all fired after the show. Not really. Not really. All right. How are you feeling up there, artists? How are you doing? How's it looking, guys? What do you think? Pretty amazing for only like under 15 minutes, right? Imagine what they could do if they had an hour to do it. But see, they set them out there and they look finished for the zone. Just by looking at them right now, if you didn't know which zone they were going into, you could tell where they're going, right? So even under 15 minutes time, they are able to show you which zone they're going, and you can kind of pick that out. If you've ever been here, you're like, oh my gosh, I know this is Forsaken Lake. Like, you can just tell. So if anything should happen, if their airbrush would clog, or we ran out of time, or the talent was a few minutes late, we'll talk more about that, but if the talent was a few minutes late and you only had a smaller window of time, they could send that person out there probably like that, and they'd still fit in the area, and they wouldn't look like they were unfinished, right? That's important. Every night, like I said, they are allowed 20 minutes for makeup. And the talent are scheduled certain times to come to their chair. If they are 5 minutes and under late, or 5 minutes and over late, they go to a mask for the night. We don't do their makeup. Why? Because it goes into the next makeup. It isn't fair, right? So talent are really good at getting there on time, and I know life happens, but we have to stick to that rule. You know, they'll get there at the 5 minute mark. Oh, please pay me, pay me. You know, we want to, but we just can't do that. Let's see what else we can talk about. Any questions from the audience for the artists right now? Yeah, I'm coming over there.
Do any of the talent do their own makeup?
Do any of the talent do their own makeup? I mean, not the talent that you would see out in the zones or on the streets or anything. But sometimes we have shows, like a specific show, like if they're a character where they only come out for a little while, or they're like a premiere character, sometimes they do their own makeup. It's only because it's easier, they don't have to come back to the room and be scheduled, and they already train on their own makeup, but 99% of the makeup we do here, in our room, yeah. But we're willing to help them. We have dancers also that come per year. Sometimes they're different dancers, like up on the stage or something like that, and we also do their makeup for the run. Any other questions? Oh, okay, 15 minutes. Stop, guys. Stop, stop. Okay. Okay, we're at the 15-minute mark. That's pretty good, isn't it? Look at that. So what zone was this again?
Ghost Town.
Ghost Town. How do you know that? Other than her telling you it was Ghost Town, what tells you that's Ghost Town? The colors, right? They're kind of like dirty, dusty, creepy, like unearthed zombie type folk, right? Cowboys, that looks great. Okay. Where is she from? Forsaken Lake. How can you tell? What about this makeup tells you that's from Forsaken Lake? The what? Okay, yeah, the eyes. And then the colors, like a teal, kind of like teal, gray, clay color. Great, great. Oh, moss. Okay. All right. Ghost Town, right? No? Okay. Clowns? She's a clown, right? Okay. How do you know that's a clown? The nose? Exactly. Exactly. See, so there's sort of telltale signs of what defines a makeup. So once you're able to do that in your mind and get that look in your mind and understand the concept of the makeup that you're painting, then you just gotta kind of like put that there. You're like, okay, clowns. What makes a clown a clown? Okay, I can only use 3 colors. It's in the boardwalk area. The carnival. I can only use red, white, and black. Right here, she's just doing a scary clown. This could be a clown in a maze, a clown in a show, or whatever. But in our carnival area over there in boardwalk, they're only red, black, and white. So if you ever go over there and they're in any other color, you come see me, okay? Because they're in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. No, red, white, and black. That's it. Great job. Okay, Lindsay. I hate your shirt, by the way. I really do. This has been the source of my nightmares since Jesus was here. Okay, that's great. So, where's he from? Goring 20s. What kind of character in Goring 20s do you think he would play? A mobster, right? Mobster, maybe some type of gangster or something like that. He's in a zone. Look at him. Look at him. I'm sorry, this wasn't an audition. Sorry. Very, very sorry. But you got the job. Good job. Very good. And look, they still have 5 more minutes to do this makeup. Now, at the end of 15 minutes, if they've done all they can do at the end of 15 minutes, do you think it's a good idea to keep painting with that extra 5 minutes? Probably not, right? If it's good and it's complete and you've done everything in 15 minutes, it's best to take that other 5 minutes, you sanitize your station, you re-prep it, get ready for the next person to come in. Because it's better to be at great and it looks good and it can go to the zone than it would be to keep adding stuff and then put another line here and let me do this, because then you stand back and look at it and you're like, oh no, I did too much, right? All right, guys, how do you feel about it? Do you think that you can continue? Okay, you guys, are you finished or do you need that 5 minutes? You finished or you need the 5 minutes? Because you're gonna get the 5 minutes anyway. You don't have to answer that. It's a 20-minute makeup. All right, you ready? Okay, guys, you got 5 more minutes. Finish it up. What are some of the things that they could finish up? Start now. And just because it's my job to pick things apart, I'm going to, right? Just for your fun. I'm not picking it apart. But what's very, very important, what I was talking about earlier, is to get the nose and the eyes and the ears under the chin. If they tilt their head back, okay, everyone in the chair, tilt your head back. Tilt your head back. Tilt your head back. Are they painted under the nose? Some of them aren't painted under the nose, right? But they still have the 5 minutes. Some of them don't need to be painted under the nose, because that's the look, right? But those are things that we need to make sure is complete, because they go out in the area and they're running by and they're scaring you and they look great and you're like, gosh, why is his nose pink under here? He looks human right here. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that music is so loud. Thank you. Okay. All right, any other questions about this? I'm coming. Okay, yeah?
What are your procedures for actors who have allergies?
Okay, if there is someone who has an allergy, like a latex allergy, or an allergy to a certain type of adhesive, most of our adhesives have a latex in it. We have a medical adhesive that is a hypoallergenic type of thing. If you are allergic to latex, we probably wouldn't put you in a prosthetic, because our prosthetics are foam latex prosthetics. But we can definitely put you in a 2D makeup, because Pro Air, like I said, you know, I don't think I've had anybody that's allergic to it. I mean, it could be, but when it comes to that kind of an instance, sometimes it's better that you go into a mask, a non-latex mask, than to have to worry about the makeup. But we do make some accommodations for that, definitely. Yeah.
Are they pretty much doing makeup all night long?
Yeah, they clock in at 4:30, and their first makeup start at 5 o'clock. We have a short meeting, a briefing, and at 5 o'clock they start their first makeup, and then every 20 minutes after that they have someone else coming into their chair. But they work, most of them work until about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then they clock out and go home. But we have touch-up artists that stay until the end of the night, which is 2 a.m., 3 a.m., sometimes it depends on when we close. Who are there in the room. They could be pre-painting their prosthetics while they're waiting for someone to come in. They come in to get touch-ups, and the talent that got there earlier and they go home earlier, they get their faces taken off. Each prosthetic that they wear, they can only wear 2 times, 2 nights, because they get sweaty and gross, and then we destroy them. So, yeah, so everybody, I think the artist for the entire run for one person has, I believe it's 16 or 17 prosthetics for one person, because we have, I think it's like close to 30 nights or something like that. And way back when I started Not Scary Farm, I think we had a weekend. I think it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, something like that. So now we have like 6, almost 7 weeks, and I love it. Yeah. So yeah, they're pretty much painting 4.5 hours, and then they get pre-paint. They sit in there and they pre-paint their prosthetics. During orientation, we go over the prosthetics that they're going to get for their stack for that season. Answer any questions about them. If they're a ghost town prosthetic, what kind of colors they use. what's a backstory for it. Maybe somebody auditioned and they're like a crazed doctor, so we try to make the look to kind of match a crazed doctor look. Yeah, okay, where are we at on time? 20 seconds? 30 seconds, guys. It's looking pretty good to me. Right, guys? Good? Good? Send them out there to scare tonight. All right. In some cases, we can paint their teeth, give them colored teeth, because, you know, they smile, they got beautiful teeth, right? Monsters aren't very scary with beautiful white teeth. Unless they're ghosts, maybe. I don't know. Do they have teeth? I don't know. But, yeah, it looks like Gina's done, right? Finished? Good, good, good. Time's up, guys. Brushes down.